This is a Dragon Blazer production.
Coming soon to a podcast near you.
I've got a problem.
There are aspects of my personality that I can't control.
See a shrink?
It's a little bit more complicated than that.
Bruce, trust me when I tell you I've heard them all.
Not this one.
We've never seen anything even close to your levels of exposure. That you survived an event like that, it's beyond my comprehension.
I don't want to control it. I want to get rid of it.
As far as I'm concerned, that man's whole body is property of the U.S. Army.
They want it as a weapon. If we let it go, we will never get it back.
What the hell was that?
There's only one thing that can fight that. It's in me.
Maybe if I can control it, I can use it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Coming Soon to a Podcast Near You. I, of course, have my co-host, my son, Xavier.
Hello.
Hello, Xavier. And, of course, I'm your host, Stevie Blaze. Now, on tonight's episode, we watch in our MCU watch, the first MCU movie ish, The Incredible Hulk, starring Edward Norton. So, did you enjoy The Incredible Hulk?
I did enjoy The Incredible Hulk, much like I do much other movies, actually. Also messed around with like my lighting here. I gotta say, the background still sucks, but hey, at least you can see my face, and hopefully, when I listen to this, I'm not getting ear rape. Either that, or you're the one being quiet. I don't know. Maybe you should speak louder.
Maybe I should.
Louder and prouder.
Is that better?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I didn't even really notice it when I was recording the last time. I just noticed it afterwards. Anyway, continue. I thought it was a great movie.
Great movie? Yeah,
I thought it was incredible.
Not the words that I would use for this movie. It was I remember liking it a lot the first time, and this time was a little rough. But we'll get into that. So this movie is The Incredible Hulk. I did enjoy the title sequence at the beginning. It kind of shows how he becomes the Hulk, is how they do the title sequence. So that was kind of neat. Bruce Banner is hiding in Portugal, trying to train to control his anger and learning Portuguese.
noticed the Sesame Street thing in there. That was 10 out of 10 on
Yeah.
that.
For some reason, the coworkers were being a dick to Bruce for no apparent reason. They just were assholes.
Didn't he kind of murder a bunch of people though? Oh, wait a minute. That you're talking about in Portugal.
I'm talking about in Portugal when nobody knew who he was.
Right, right. I
Um,
mean, things are different outside of America. We still suck, some, but not everybody in the other countries are exactly model human beings either. I
fair
mean,
enough.
again, there are a lot of people who are.
So what you're saying is there's dickheads everywhere you go.
That's correct.
There you go. Bruce
Never safe.
bleeds in a bottle and tries to find his blood and cleans it, but he misses a bottle. He's about to get in a fight and tries to say, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry," but instead says "hungry" because he doesn't know Portuguese very well.
You won't like me when I'm hungry.
Um,
You won't like me when I'm hungry either. I get hungry. I'm always hungry actually. I don't know.
that's what Hawk says too. I'm always hungry. He finds a flower, does experiments with its blood, doesn't work. He's trying to cure his gamma poisoning and send a package to someone. And then I did like the Stan Lee cameo. We get a Stan Lee cameo. Woo! He's drinking the blood drink.
we gotta address this, and we always gotta address this in some way. Like,
Yes.
we gotta Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
Yes. Stan Lee.
Military brings in a specialist to capture Bruce. They killed a dog. 2 of them. 2 dogs. Very sad. The military
Note to
chase-
self. Note to self. If I make any weird faces while doing this, I shouldn't look at them. I'm not supposed to look at them.
The military chase scene was kind of fun, with him dealing with the work bully and trying to keep his heart rate down.
Oh yeah, that's a heart stopper.
Yeah, it it doesn't work because he turns into Hulk and he starts murdering the shit out of everyone. I also noticed
except for a certain someone who will become the main antagonist of the movie.
right.
He was hanging on the edge right there, though.
So when he is walking around in Guatemala, did you recognize I'm gonna guess no, but did you recognize the music that is playing while he is walking sadly after he escapes that fight?
I did not recognize. I didn't really address the music. I probably should have. I've even got. I even start writing notes now, but.
So we get the Hawk sad Hawk theme that was in the original Hawk TV show from the 70s. That's what that was. That was a song that was from the old TV show.
Well, that's neat.
He used a large woman's ass to judge his pants size. So that was interesting.
Hey,
Because
accuracy.
he was looking for stretchy pants.
You gotta have accuracy, and
Yeah.
what better way to do it than what better way to test the thickness of your pants than with the thickness of another person?
So
Disclaimer: don't actually do this. He's Bruce Banner. He can do this.
Another fun fact is the scene with the security guard that Bruce bribes with a pizza. I'm gonna guess no, but do you know who that was? The security guard?
I did not, but I did like him. He was an amazing character.
Yeah. That was another cameo.
That was another cameo.
His name is Lou Ferrigno, and he played the Hawk in the 70s Hawk show.
Oh, neat.
So it was a callback to the old show from the 70s.
And you're getting all this from the internet or memory? I see you looking at your phone.
Well, I have it in my notes. I'm looking at my notes. I had notes up until here coming up. I did not. I lost. I did not take notes after a certain point for. Well, I was having problems with my phone charging, and I had no access to my phone while I was trying to watch the Incredible Hulk. So
And that
I,
excuses.
yes, it's
You always got excuses.
my
I got
last
notes though.
my last two notes are Bruce and Liv Tyler see each other again, and Liv is like, well, screw the fact that I have a boyfriend, you're back.
Yeah.
And then the last notes I have is Tim Roth gets some enhancements. Tim Roth is the actor who plays the I guess he would be kind of the villain in this movie.
Right.
Let's see if I can remember the movie after that. The military finds Bruce and tries to kill him. He hawks up. So Liv Tyler, which I can't remember her name. Do you remember the girl's name in the show that he's in love with?
I don't know. So soft-voiced girl who cheats on her boyfriend. Let's just call her that.
Right. Well, that the actress that plays her is Liv Tyler.
Okay.
Do you know who Liv Tyler is? Did you recognize her?
I did not.
Well, do you know who Steven Tyler is?
I do not.
Have you ever heard of this band? They're called Aerosmith.
I definitely do. Yes.
Steven Tyler is the lead singer of Aerosmith.
Hmm.
Liv Tyler is his daughter.
I figured. I was gonna say, okay, like, are you about to dress like her super famous husband? Oh, no, it's her father. Yeah,
Their father.
Aerosmith is a lot older than this movie. So, you know.
Yes. Her name was Betty Ross, by the way. I just checked it.
Betty.
So, yeah.
Oh, Betty.
Betty Ross.
I should have remembered that by the way Hawk addresses her. Betty.
So yeah, they they attack him. She sees him turn Hawk for the first time. The scenes with him fighting, his name is Emil Blonsky. The scenes where he's fighting Blonsky is pretty, kind of Matrix style, like really stylized, cool fight scenes because he's got these enhancements. And
Yeah,
then,
like a normal looking human fighting against this gigantic beast with superpowers. So
yeah, and
that really did look kind of cool though. You could definitely tell that, like, okay, so I can hit this guy multiple times, but if he hits me once, I'm basically still splattered across the battlefield. Is that kind of thing? Like he had technique, but he was not thick.
I don't know. It was pretty cool scene, and then Hawk just kicks him, and that scene of him getting kicked into a tree was brutal.
Yeah,
it looked painful. But it's okay. He heals.
Yeah.
Then we get essentially they keep chasing after the Hawk. Hawk is trying to get rid of his abilities, which I found weird because he tries to get rid of his abilities, but then he thinks that he can still hawk up, and he does after crashing into the ground. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then Blonsky forces the doctor who helped Bruce. He helps him to become the Abomination.
Mr. Blue. Yes. So that he can gain that extra thickness to beat the green thick. And guess what? He becomes even more thick.
I'm sure this came as no shock to you, but The Abomination is a comic book villain of the Hulk.
Yes.
Oh, also, I suppose we should mention that Betty Ross's father is the general, which I mean, was that even a shock? I think it was pretty obvious from the beginning that was his daughter.
Yeah. And can we just address like the fact that he's the way he said, it's because you're my daughter that you're not in prison right now. So I feel like that sets a very dangerous precedent of the
That's-
fact that like precedent of the fact that like you're my daughter, so I would not put you behind bars maybe if I don't know, you shot a bunch of children in a preschool. I mean, what if she does that? Would you arrest him then? I mean,
I th-
you said that like she's she's like assisting a fugitive, and that's like super illegal. So
well,
what gives, man?
I think it would depend on how bad the thing is. There comes to a point where not even he could protect her. If she did something like that, pretty sure he would have no choice, or somebody else would step in and force him to
True,
arrest her.
true that.
And then, yeah, it was. I guess it was. And then they of course, him and Hulk and Abomination have a fight, and Hulk beats the unholy crap out of Abomination. Um, he doesn't kill him because for some reason, after the Hawk has murdered the crap out of a whole bunch of people, Betty Ross cries, "Don't kill him." And he just decides not to kill the one giant monster that could murder them all at any time. But, he's the good guy, so he's not supposed to kill this one particular person. I think he should have just let it happen, but then we wouldn't get Abomination in future movies.
Well, spoiler, man.
And then at the end, we get the appearance of Tony Stark.
Yes.
Because Tony's like, hey, you know that giant murdering monster that you were, trying to capture this whole time? I want him on my team. So anyways, couple things about this movie. The CGI does not hold up that well. Hulk looks kind of weird.
No, he
Abomination
doesn't.
looks kind of weird. This was
both
2008.
They look sexy, man. This was 2007.
Sexy.
It was super sexy, man.
Sure. I mean, Betty
Yes.
Ross was really enjoying her some Hulk. That's for shit, damn sure.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It was a little weird. And then the Abomination, Blonsky, he had this. I guess the drive was he's just a fighter, but he just becomes like he was a soldier, but they made him seem to be like this really bad evil soldier. Like he was just a dick and just wanted to kill everything, specifically Hulk. But I don't know. I don't know if the villain fully fits, but I think one thing we'll find out with a lot of these MCU movies is the villain's not always super great. They have some weak villains in the MCU. They're great heroes, great casting. The villains are normally pretty weak.
Do keep in mind that this is like these are also villains like from what, like the 60s or so. People didn't really expect super like well-rounded villains back then. I don't think we should give any like spoilers of the future for those who like haven't watched the MCU, which I haven't watched all of it. I I do intend to continue watching it from beginning to end as we're going here.
Yeah, I suppose we should point out that we are gonna we're rotating movies.
Yes.
But one of the movies that we're wanting to do from beginning to end is the MCU movies, starting with this one all the way to whatever's the future. but our plan is to watch every MCU movie in order. Not necessarily next week. We'll be doing something different. We'll reveal that later. Not necessarily the movie we're gonna watch, but we're gonna reveal. We'll get to that. But this is only the first MCU movie. We'll be doing some other movies first, but we will eventually get back to the second one, which I believe the next one would be Iron Man. Would be the next.
I mean,
MCU
technically,
movie.
if we talk about first, technically Iron Man should have come first. Although technically, if we wanted to go chronologically, blah, 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 Captain America should have come first because that
Well,
took place in the.
we're not going to do timeline chronologically because I think once we get to the future ones, it's going to be a lot harder. Not to mention if like a
Right, of
movie
course.
comes out that takes place before one of these movies, that's going to make things challenging. So we're going to stick with the way the movies were released. And this is the first one that was released.
But technically, it was Iron Man.
No, this came out before Iron Man.
What?
Do I need to prove this to you? You don't believe me?
Do you need to prove this to me?
They both came out in 2008.
All right. Well, that was 2007. Weird.
Which one?
This one.
No, this and Iron Man came out in 2008.
All right.
Incredible
What
Hulk.
months?
I'm checking. Incredible Hulk release date. All right. June 13th, 2008 was the Incredible Hulk.
All right.
Ooh. Maybe I was wrong. Whoops. Huh. Iron Man came out May 2nd. I could have swore this movie came out before Iron Man. Man. Well, sorry, we already screwed up this timeline. I think it's not a big deal. This one really has little to do with the rest of the MCU, other than Iron Man showing up. But I thought this was the first appearance of Iron Man in the Incredible Hulk. I was wrong. I could have sworn this came out first. Well, I probably should have checked that before we watched it, but whatever.
Let's talk about the camera guys that during the scene of the first crime. So I guess they did kind of play a role, but man, imagine how like invested in your job as like photographers or newscasters or whatever the heck these guys are to like go up to a tree and see, oh wow, that thing is a gigantic friggin' beast that is wrecking this army.
Right. All right. So
Yeah. And
well,
and no offense to photographers, but like you know who you are. You know you don't just see a gigantic green cuddly monster that wants to kill you and see and like grab your camera out and start recording.
yeah.
Although that is kind of what happened in the SpongeBob movie, didn't it?
Well,
To some random people.
did you have a favorite scene in this movie?
Did I have a favorite scene? I don't know. Think about them. I want to say the action, but I don't. I also don't want to say the action. I like the action a lot. The action. I know what you're saying. I know what you say about the action, the CGI, and all like CGI
It's
from
not-
the early 2000s.
It's not the worst, but it's not great. This is also before Disney money. I believe Disney didn't acquire the rights to the MCU until like I want to say 2010. So they might
That's
not.
that is a lot longer away than that is a lot further back than I remember it being.
Nope, it was December 31st, 2009. So I'm one day off from it being the right year. So this was before Disney acquired the rights. I'm gonna say the second fight with the Hawk, just because I thought the scenes with him fighting Blonsky when he was enhanced was really. I will say the first time that the military starts fighting the Hawk, they kind of made it horror movie like, where you couldn't really see the Hawk. He was in the shadows the whole time, but you just saw the destruction he was doing, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I just do you have a favorite character? I feel like the Hawk doesn't count. I think Hawk is the easiest character. So do you have a favorite character in this movie that's not the Hawk?
I want to say Mr. Blue because I don't know if Stanley counts because
Well, if Stanley counts, that makes it very sad for all the other characters because Stanley was barely in the movie, and that means all the other characters were worse than just Stan Lee being there for a cameo.
yeah.
So yeah,
Um,
Stan Lee.
but yeah, I really liked Mr. Blue. I thought he was super quirky. I like quirky characters.
Fair
That's why
enough.
I'm super invested into One Piece because of quirky characters. And this thing's probably too close to my face again, isn't it?
Fair enough.
What about you? What's your favorite character? What's your favorite character?
I would say my favorite character, even though I thought his motivations were kind of dumb. And I understand what you're saying. Like I'm not saying the Abomination was dumb. I'm saying that Blonsky's motivations were kind of like out there, kind of made him just seem like a bloodthirsty soldier. They can take a character from the 60s and give him more of a current time story. You know, they could make the story better. For example, you know, if we're talking about the Batman the animated series in the 90s, okay? Mr. Freeze was a really dumb generic character who just had the ability to use a cold gun. They didn't have much of a story for him whatsoever because, like you said, in the past they weren't super creative with certain things. Batman the animated series gave him a story. They gave him a story where what he's trying to do is save his wife's life, who has a disease. I don't know if they ever name it in the animated series, but she has a disease that will kill her, and he has her in a cryogenic chamber because he's trying to find the cure so he can thaw her out and bring her back to life. It made Mr. Freeze go from just a simple I'm using cold puns to someone who had an actual heartbreaking story. And I'm surprised that they haven't tried to make a movie where they really tie. I mean, I think they did it in Batman and Robin, but that movie was so, we'll probably watch it eventually. It's not great. It's not great. But Mr. Freeze, because
you know what, Everett, a lot of people say like that's a bad movie. That kind of encourages me to watch it more though, just to see if what they're really saying is true. Which every time I've heard someone say that's a bad movie and then I watch it, it turns out I kind of enjoy it, except for the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, that one's rough. That one's rough. It's, I will say Batman and Robin is enjoyable, but not for the way they want you to enjoy it. It's so bad it's almost good. Okay. Anyways, we'll get into that when we watch Batman and Robin someday in the future, but for now we're on the Incredible Hulk.
Okay. I do remember that scene very vividly of them trying to like score, I guess. Let's get within that mindset. Um, and by them I mean like Bruce and Betty. Um, again, she's cheating technically, but what I did write down on my notes as no sex for Bruce is probably as accurate as you can get because, I mean, if he gets too excited, then his heart rate's gonna start going up, and then he turns into Hulk, which I get the feeling that she wouldn't really mind because, as you've said, she's all for that Hulk energy. So
Yeah, she would have been all for it.
yes, you
All
would.
right, so now what I'm gonna ask you
Oh, yeah, and one more thing.
first. Oh, go
Who-
ahead.
Um, imagine suggesting, and you can go on after this, but imagine suggesting that you can get by on like $40 worth of gas. Times were great back then, man.
Oh,
Times
fair
were
enough. Fair
amazing.
enough.
And I
Um,
know I was only like 5, but times were great.
so okay, so the next question I have for you is, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score is for the Incredible Hulk? We'll first
Rotten
go with
Tomatoes.
critics.
Critics. I thought we wanted to say. Do we want to save this for last, or is it just gonna? Oh right. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna go with a very risky guess and say 68 because I don't want to say 69 because that is wrong.
I'm gonna go with the critics gave it a 52.
52. Oh, you're even
And
more
what do you think?
critical.
What do you
than-
think for audience score?
I'm gonna assume 79.
I'm gonna say 65.
65. All right,
All right, so here we go. Checking it now.
checking it now.
Well, you're a lot closer than me. Critics gave it a 67%,
All right.
and audience gave it a 70%.
Okay.
So, what do you give the Incredible Hulk
Out of 10, like the
out of
last
10?
one.
Out of 10.
Out of 10. You know, this has always been so difficult, man. Like I know at some point in this whole spectrum, I'm gonna have to give like a 1 to a movie, and that's gonna be painful, man. But with my critical knowledge, I'm gonna say 8.
I'm gonna go with a 6.
A 6. All
I think
right.
I'm being generous with that. All right, so real quick, we're gonna take a break for our sponsor, and we will be back.
Mm.
And we're back.
Yeah.
All right. So,
So
is there anything you want to say about the Incredible Hulk?
well, all right. So for one thing, um, I think out of a lot of things, I don't know. This is probably just from me playing a lot of like a lot of the video games, but I did like the clap. The clap is always not chlamydia. The clap. The clap.
Yes,
Um,
the clap. Yeah,
yeah,
where he uses the clap to keep his girlfriend from being burned alive.
yes. Lying cheater. Clap.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh,
jeez.
yeah,
Okay.
Abomination becomes so freaking evil. He's trying to murder his girlfriend in front of him just for funsies.
I'm pretty confident at this point that that Mr. Bronkenstein tried
Bronsky.
to Frankenstein tried to murder Bruce because he got like a fill of power. I don't know. He
Are
figured
you
out, hey, I got power now. I'm gonna be super evil.
are you calling him Bronkenstein because as a German thing? Because Germans are evil?
It does sound like I'm saying that, isn't it?
It does. Shitting on our heritage.
I feel bad. All right. I also gotta say, yes, I'm still looking at my notes because we are recording about a couple days after we have watched the movie. Um,
Yeah, we've
um,
had some
technical
situations that happen.
difficulties. Technical
Yeah.
difficulties. Um, I let's see. I've written down grow a beard. This does address to the fact that I feel like if anyone wants to be like super stealthy, I mean even if it's unhygienic, grow a beard. Get some glasses. Like even if they're fake glasses, just poke the eyes out, put some glasses on, like I don't know, Clark Kent, grow a beard and and buy a hat. You got $40 and I don't know, it's 2008. Maybe you can live off of $35 on gas, which feel, feels feels impossible.
What's more shocking about the $40? How did they buy a truck?
Must be a terrible friggin' truck. I don't
Because
know.
you don't just say, I've got $40 for gas. Can I just take your truck for free?
Hey, maybe he rolled a 20 on charisma.
Also, I liked how they teased the whole comic book version of the Hawk when she found some very purpley stretchy pants. Because in the comics, he wears purple pants. So I thought that was cute.
Yeah, like it seems to be a trope, like green and purple. I mean, you got Piccolo, like from Dragon Ball Z, not the instrument. Um, there's a lot of green and purple. We like green and purple is always nice.
I mean,
Um,
Joker colors.
ah,
I'm a
yes,
fan. I'm a fan.
there's that. Um, oh yeah, I also put you drive like a woman, addressing addressing that
Wow,
really terrible driver
that's
is like
very,
you
very,
drive like a woman.
very sexist.
Yes, I wrote that down because that was
Very
what the
sexist.
subtitles said. I guess I am sexist, even though I'm an advocate for people of both sexes. I punch them both in the
There,
face.
that's fair.
I
Equal
am not
opportunity.
sexist. I am not sexist. I
Anyways, yeah. So if you keep saying it, it becomes way more believable.
yes,
Yes.
you shall believe my lack of sexism. That's
All
my
right.
adjust my chair. It looks weird. Yeah.
Well, I'm out of notes, so just keep going with your notes.
Um. Well, there's Stanley. So we already addressed him. He's a cool guy. Stanley's awesome. Why don't we move on to the Cinemantra round?
Cinemantra.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. So I feel a very mystic aura coming from this man from the hospital where Brockenstein was residing. I don't remember his name. I don't know. Or Frankenstein showed
Bronsky.
up in that hot. Yes, whatever. I couldn't help but notice this mysterious man in the corner just staring very wide-eyed, like he'd seen some stuff. For your cinemon within the Cinemantra realm, I want you. It doesn't help with my stutter. It does. I want you to tell me what this guy was seeing.
what this guy was seeing.
Yes, this guy looks like he was spooked. Like he was in the hospital room with Bronski, um, and he was just standing there in the corner, just wide eye. He wasn't even moving, man. He was seeing something. And it's up to you to tell me what he was seeing.
Hmm. What was the guy in the corner seeing?
And no, you
He,
don't. And you don't have to tell me a serious answer. It's not supposed to be a serious answer. I'm sure it ruins it just by saying that, but I'm afraid you're going to give me something like, you saw his penis.
I was
Okay,
considering going with that actually, but now I got to come up with something new. I mean, shit. Damn it. I was trying so hard. Get it? Hard. Anyways,
no.
no. He I don't know, man.
This come on, what could disturb a random hospital guy?
He was
I-
shocked. He was shocked because he saw the main TV, or the main guy from that show Lie to Me was just like convulsing all over the place. Tim Roth was in a show called Lie to Me. That's what I'm going with.
I give you a 5 because I feel like this is a biased answer that I don't want to be biased about. So you get 5. You get 5 Cinemantra points. It brings you to like what you get well, you had 6 last time, right?
I don't remember. I have no idea.
I think so. You said you become a god. I think I gave you like
that's nice.
I think I gave you.
My question for you is, if you turned into a giant rage monster, what do you think you'd look like?
If I turn into a giant rage monster,
Yeah. Because, I mean, the Hulk didn't look exactly like the Abomination. So when you get that power, you don't necessarily look exactly the same. By the way, who day? So what do you think your rage monster would look like?
my rage monster would look like Bellsprout from Pokemon. Just this gigantic Bellsprout. Like not
Jeez.
too threatening looking, but with, I don't know, like a mullet on it, like
Oh,
like just this gigantic weird dark green monstrosity. Maybe with a bunch of zits on it. But like this gigantic like octopus mouth. Or I don't know, shooting peas like in Plants vs. Zombie. And just waltzing around, I don't know, like with these root tentacles, I don't know, just moving out of like, I don't know, 40 miles an hour, or chasing people, eating them alive with this terrifying looking thing.
I think we get the idea.
All right.
I think we got it. All right. So, is there anything else you want to say about the Incredible Hulk?
You didn't give me a rating. What do you think of this?
I don't understand the rating here. I give you
you gave me a 3 last time.
I give you a 4 this time.
What did you expect me to do? Just say I was big and green and scary. This
I
is
don't
big
know.
and green and scary.
I don't understand the rating part. I'm confused by this. Okay.
Like how do you like it? That's the thing. Like
I guess I can see you as a
it's
Bellsprout.
simple.
I'll give you a 6. Go 6. How high do
All
we
right.
go with this?
I don't know. It's out of 10, like just like the movie rating thing.
I don't
All
know.
right.
I'm leaning
I promise
somewhere.
to be more strict.
I'm leaning somewhere between a 6 and a 9. 6, 9. I'm not. I don't know.
I promise to be more straightforward. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I did say that like from the first one that You can
Just
do as
stick with
many
the
as you want, and
six.
then we switch to like, okay, I gave it blah blah at the time, like, and we just go with that. I think I gave you 6 the last time, so you get 11, I guess. And I'll rewatch the first one,
Six
but
and a
hooray,
three.
I have 9 now. You win. You're winning.
All right. All right.
Yum.
So now what we are going to do, now that we have talked about the Incredible Hulk and this, well, it was a movie.
It was a movie.
We are gonna ask Siri to pick us a number from 1 through 42 to decide what the type of movie we're gonna watch next week.
All right.
All right. Hey Siri, pick a number from 1 to 42.
A random number between 1 and 42 is 28.
She says 28. Ooh, that gives us a martial arts movie. So next week we are going to find a martial arts movie to watch, and that's what we're going to do next week. Have you ever watched a
Alright.
martial arts movie, son?
I don't think so. I remember
Jackie
like
Chan,
I remember getting
Jet
like
Li.
I remember getting like Karate Kid, but I never watched it.
I guess that's a martial arts movie, I guess technically. Not where
Karate
I was
Chop.
thinking of.
Karate is technically a martial arts. I mean, we could just go with Dragon Ball Evolution.
No, we're not doing that.
We should.
Maybe someday. But for now, we're gonna stick with the classics. If we can find it, what I'd like to do is maybe watch a Bruce Lee movie, who's one of the most popular ones. I also am really big fan of Jackie Chan, and I've enjoyed a lot of Jet Li movies. So we'll find one of those, and we will watch one of those.
Right.
So that should be exciting. I wasn't expecting martial arts to be the first thing we get.
Well, it depends on whether or not one or both of us actually owns it.
Well, we're gonna have to find one on a streaming service we both can watch. So we'll look and we will find one and we will watch it. Hey everyone, I'm Steven from many different podcasts like Drunk Like Me, Pro Wrestling Apologist, The Rage and Blaze Show, and of course, That Got Dark. So, please like and subscribe